2/3 of Americans are just struggling to make ends meet.
And this comes after Friday's jobs report showing a spike in unemployment.
And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
The fight of the farmers is a fight for fairness, a fight for family, a fight for the future where everyone has opportunity. And it's a fight we must all support for the sake of our communities, our economies, and our world. So the next time you take a bite, taste some of that hard work and persistence of the farmers who made that possible. And stand with them.
The Democratic National Convention roll call.
करने का निर्णय लिया है। भारत के यूपीआई और मलेशिया के पेनेट को जोड़ने
I think somebody needs to update their news.
And openness regarding the health status of high-ranking officials.
Now, recently, the current administration prevented Texas from protecting its own borders, something the Constitution plainly permits. And the impeachment of Mayorkas sparked debates about whether his actions equated to a high crime or misdemeanor. But one thing is certain, the current policies are not working. There's an unfettered flow with no applications in sight. Continuing, Biden followed Trump down at the border recently to keep up appearances, but his open borders have let an estimated 10 million unvetted newcomers in since he took office. U.S. citizens now grapple with the implications of this record population surge. And they're having a rough go of it the past couple of years, confronted by inflation, a wonky post-pandemic job market, and a consumer price index that's increased more than 3% over the past year. But our government provides free gift cards, phones, and free transportation to illegal immigrants who've just crossed the border.
Yeah.
And never fear, progressive cities like New York, where migrants are soon released after being caught on video attacking police, just introduced a preloaded debit card program providing truckloads of $10,000 debit cards for migrants with no ID checks, no restrictions, and no fraud control. This does raise a few questions about the potential for abuse and misuse of taxpayer funds, especially when New Yorkers are some of the most heavily taxed people on the planet. A recent audit by the New York Comptroller's Office uncovered that New York taxpayers have been overcharged millions of dollars due to non-competitive contracts for services for these illegal immigrants, which has resulted in price gouging. It's been called a, quote, open-ended, multi-billion-dollar Bermuda Triangle of disappearing untraceable cash. What are the long-term implications of such policies? How do they impact those who seek better lives here, but who follow a path to legally live, work, and come here? And how will these policies impact current residents? Most of the immigrants crossing won't have the documentation to work above board, and we can assume most will be beholden to one cartel or another. No doubt many will be forced into sex and drug trafficking. Laken Riley was a 22-year-old nursing student at the University of Georgia. Her suspected attacker and murderer, Jose Antonio Ibarra, is an illegal immigrant who entered the U.S. in 2022, was arrested in New York for injuring a child, as well as a motor violation. But, due to New York's sanctuary city laws, was freed before ICE could request custody of him. He then fled to Georgia, where his brother had forged documents which enabled him to wash dishes at UGA, in between being arrested numerous times over the past year, of course. 3 days later, the White House issued a statement saying, quote, people should be held accountable. Oh, we agree, Joe. Who do you think that should be? Exactly. In Maryland, another illegal immigrant who'd been arrested and released multiple times over the past year has been arrested again over the murder of a 2-year-old. The border crisis and the government's handling of it have created a tenuous situation. Has control of the southern border been ceded to the cartels? The fact that many believe so highlights the need for a much more transparent, secure, and law-abiding immigration system in the United States. When people are being violently manipulated, are we truly protecting the well-being of anyone? It's time for stronger leadership and a set of solutions that benefits all parties involved. Are you a citizen? Could you use $10,000? Let us know.
Sure.
What does CBS stand for? With a Soviet-style power grab that would make Putin blush, CBS has reportedly seized the files and personal belongings of their now former investigative journalist Catherine Herridge. Herridge was in the middle of investigating the Hunter Biden laptop story when she was let go by CBS as part of a larger firing round, of course. But that wasn't the end.
Now they
The
have
network then
Don
proceeded
Lemon.
to confiscate her files, her documents, and her personal belongings, including info about confidential sources. Now, I don't know about you, but it sounds like something right out of a Cold War spy novel. The audacity of this move has left many in the journalist community extremely concerned. Lest we forget, she was actively pursuing a story that could bring down the Biden administration. So what does CBS do? They fire her, they seize her property. It's almost like they're trying to cover something up. Just as Herridge was getting closer to the truth, she's suddenly out of a job, and her files are in the hands of a network she was trying to expose. It's very convenient, isn't it? But what can we do about it? Well, for starters, you can not watch CBS News. You can demand they return her files and personal belongings and ask, what does CBS stand for? Confiscating broadcasting stuff? It's time to stand up for journalistic integrity, to preserve what's left of a free press in this country, and get a few answers. Hello? If we don't, who will? Until next time, stay informed, stay curious, and stay awesome.
Now, you did just mention he is in Egypt right now. He's just met with the president, Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. He'll next travel to Doha to meet with these key negotiators there and, of course, the Qatari Emir. Now, Hebrew media is reporting just over the last couple of minutes, Ollie, that Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister, has been quoted as saying that Israel will not withdraw from the Philadelphia or Netzarim axis in any way. This is both the area that separates Gaza and Egypt and also this strip of land that separates the north and the south of Gaza, saying that despite the intense pressure, these are strategic, military and political assets. Now, this, of course, has been one of the major sticking points of this deal as to who should control the Philadelphia corridor. We do understand that the Egyptians have said that Israel should absolutely not be in control of this. So certainly a long way to go. And we do have a recent statement also coming out from Hamas that says that the recent agreement presented goes against what was agreed in July. So certainly not much hope on the ground for this ceasefire, this hostage release deal. And this is really being seen as crucial, Ollie, to bring down tensions in other parts of the Middle East. We do need to remember, of course, these threats from both Hezbollah and from Iran on the back of these assassinations of two very senior members of both Hezbollah and Hamas, with Hezbollah and Iran vowing to retaliate against Israel. So certainly a very tense time here in the region. And there was a lot of hope that a ceasefire may come into play to bring down the tensions, but seems very elusive at this hour.
Please cast 30 votes for our next president, Kamala Harris.
Climate change policies to bureaucratic red tape and unfair crop policies, the men and women who work tirelessly to feed the world have been standing up for their rights. In the Netherlands, farmers have been protesting against policies that purport to take aim at nitrogen emissions. In India, farmers have been fighting against new agricultural laws that believe they favor corporate interests over their own. Sounds about right. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization at the UN, global food prices have been rising steadily over the past decade, with a significant spike in recent years, and this has put immense pressure on farmers. Experts argue that the solution lies in finding a balance between protecting the environment and supporting the agricultural sector. The fight of the farmers is a fight for fairness, a fight for family, a fight for the future where everyone has opportunity. And it's a fight we must all support for the sake of our communities, our economies, and our world. So the next time you take a bite, taste some of that hard work and persistence of the farmers who made that possible. And stand with them. Thanks for watching JTN, and come join us on the Righteous Walk. Coming up next.
approaches to managing her weight, including the use of medication. The announcement highlights the importance of self-care and empowerment in navigating personal health challenges. While Winfrey's departure from the board marks the end of an era for her involvement with Weight Watchers, it also represents a new chapter in her health journey.
Amounting to $110 million, VA is making waves with its
$110
unique
million.
approach to driverless cars.
Did that
Thomas
come
von
from
der
the
Ohe,
Biden
VA's
administration?
co-founder and CEO, believes they're approaching the concept of driverless vehicles in a contrarian way. Instead of focusing solely on robotaxis, VA aims to provide an alternative to car ownership, offering users the convenience of on-demand transportation without the need for full autonomy. VA's service combines human expertise with cutting-edge technology, ensuring both safety and efficiency. With plans to expand across the Las Vegas metropolitan area and potentially onto the iconic Strip, VOI is poised to revolutionize urban mobility with its forward-thinking approach to teledriving. In addition to its focus on providing an alternative to car ownership, VI emphasizes the importance of safety and reliability in its teledriving service. The company's teledrivers undergo comprehensive training, including theoretical and practical sessions, to ensure they are well prepared to operate the vehicles remotely. Moreover, VOI implements advanced safety protocols
Somebody's
and
gonna get
backup
killed.
systems to handle emergencies effectively, providing peace of mind to both users and stakeholders. By prioritizing safety, convenience, and innovation, VOI aims
Understand with Kamala Harris and Tim Walz because
He,
they stand
him,
for the
her.
LGBTQ community.
Oh my God. Ah, ah,
It's
ah.
time